Welcome back to the Weber Cup. It's a doubles match and there's just 1 point in it so far in this game. It's the 6th frame and Europe are up first as they try and hold their nerve. Let's hand back over to your commentary team.
Yeah, double time for the Europeans. Puts a smile back on Martin Larsen's face as well. A great looking shot, lofted down the lane, a characteristic of Mika's game, and a lot of reaction in the back end, carries all 10. So Team USA under a little bit of pressure. Bill O'Neill looking for 10. Great looking shot, well done Bill. And that will please him and Captain Chris Barnes. They really couldn't afford not to strike there, they would have fallen further behind. Still nothing in it, just the 1 pin at the moment.
6 EBT titles for Martin Larsen. Back in the Weber Cup squad for the first time since 2009. Oh, Messenger turns away at the door.
Just a little bit hard and fast, and as I said earlier, it's now Mika that has to spare the 7-10. Can he do it for 2 times in this tournament?
We've had back-to-back 300s, Cass. You wouldn't put anything past this particular edition of the Weber Cup.
500 to 1.
Go on! No.
We were looking for
not that time.
Not that good. No, only a 50% result for him on the 7-10 split.
Twice in 2 days, same player. That really would be something.
Their score is decimated, unfortunately, by that big open frame. Barnes working on a strike, looking to turn the screw and do some real damage here.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he's done. That is a great looking shot from the Team USA captain, Chris Barnes. Chris Barnes in profile. High backswing, deep knee bend, long slide, and just holds that position. Great looking profile there on the split screen of the USA captain, the #1 player in the world.
Martin up again. That's better. Nailed it that time. Found the pocket. Got what he wanted.
By contrast, Martin Larsen, split screen profile. Once again, that deep knee bend for a very tall man. Holds it just on that one leg. Great follow through. Holds the position. Head nice and still. Man that plays on the PBA Tour with all these other players in the Weber Cup this year, making his mark around the world.
A strike from Larsen's got Europe back kicking and screaming again, but it's the USA churning on with another strike from Bill O'Neill there.
Yes, 31 pins, 33 pins the difference. With only 2 frames to go, both teams working on a strike. It's going to be difficult to see how, first of all, Europe can pull those pins back, and it's almost unbelievable to think that Team USA will give them away.
Mika was the first foreign player to win the US Open. He hit that head pin very square, and that is not something that will please him whatsoever.
That's probably the shot that loses this match. It's a huge split. It's makeable. Just a little bit tight on this shot. Again, great reaction straight through the head pin. Leaves the 3, 4, 6 and the 7. Give it a shot, Martin. Unfortunately, he can't. It's just 1 pin. And I'm afraid the European score falls below maximum of 200, down to 175. And staring defeat in the face, I would suspect. 1 double, 3 opens. Not the greatest game, I'm afraid.
And the strike from Chris Barnes clinches it really, and you have to hand it to Barnes's American team, having lost the first 2 matches of the day, the Baker and the first doubles, Tommy Jones, and now Barnes and Bill O'Neill will restore this advantage. or the Americans in terms of the leaderboard.
If Mika can strike out with 3 strikes in the 10th, the Americans will need 1 pin on their last shot. Of course, Mika can't strike out in the 10th. They have to change around. It's a strike from Mika, so it's Larsen to take the next shot. They can strike off between them for 175, and the Americans are already on 174.
Clean as a whistle that time from Martin.
Yeah, 6 strikes so far from the Europeans, but unfortunately 3 big open frames has cost them really badly. Mika looking for just a little bit of moral support from the European fans in the audience. Just bowling for fun, and it's not very much fun because 173 is their score. It's the lowest score of the whole tournament.
Involves the captain as well, so not really doing what he would have especially wanted to do, and delivering a captain's performance, leading out from the front here. Mika, a Scandinavian pairing of Mrs. Koivuniemi and Larsen, tumbling at the feet here of Barnes and Bill O'Neill.
Just the 1 pin for Bill O'Neill to hit. Victory is assured. And
strike for good measure.
Going out in some style with a 5-pack.
Going to be 7 points for the United States at the end of this match.
Well, they've bowled 8 strikes in this game. They've got 1 spare and 1 open, and all the rest have been strikes. So Team USA have pretty much kept up their average for the strikes. 1 more from the captain.
And there is another strike. So the margin will be back to 4 for Barnsley's United States, as it was at the end of the opening session.
Yeah, very satisfied Chris Barnes there with partner Bill O'Neill. Going through the 240 barrier with this one. Strike for 244, and that will do very nicely. Thank you.
Lovely stuff. So it's the United States winning their first doubles encounter of Weber Cup 14. 244, more than enough to punish Koivuniemi and Larsen's 173. So this is how things look. It was 5-1 at the end of the first session, with 2 matches to go in the second. The United States lead 7-3. Over to Tony.
Thank you, well done indeed. Another point for Team USA. You're enjoying it, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I'm enjoying hitting the head pin a few times. My bad ones always miss the head pin, but luckily enough my teammate here could make my spare and then set me up with a few strikes.
You've got a busy session, haven't you? Because you've got a few more games coming up this afternoon.
Yeah, this format is tough because you're constantly going in and out, but you know, we've set it up for me pretty well that I can stay on the lanes and stay loose.
Yeah, Chris, important point for you guys, and you've managed to re-establish that buffer, that lead that you had last night.
Right, and that was important for us to get this, again, some mistake room and some, when the bad breaks, and they all even out eventually, when they go the other way, then we have a little bit of room. Is
mistake room important at the Weber Cup? I mean, you are a man who's played here many times and you know all about this format.
Well, certainly, as talented as the other team is, if they get it figured out, the scores will come big and they'll come often, and so we're going to need, we'll probably need it at some point.
Okay, Chris, thanks very much indeed. Well done to Team USA, who've won yet another point. At the moment, the Stars and Stripes is flying high over Barnsley. Goodbye.